Good day, everyone! Today, we're celebrating the feast day of our class patron saint, Saint Pedro, Calungsod. Did you know that we have two Filipino saints? The first one is Saint Lorenzo Ruiz, and the other one is our class patron, Saint Pedro Calungsod. Let us know more about his life.
Saint Pedro Calungsod was born here in the Philippines. Did you know that Saint Pedro Calungsod is also a missionary? Yes, he was one of the young volunteers who joined the Spanish Jesuit missionaries who left the Philippines for the Marianas Islands in the Western Pacific in 1668.
Saint Pedro served there alongside his peers as a catechist and teacher of the faith. As is the case in most mission lands, life was difficult. The delivery of supplies was irregular. The natural landscape and weather made the situation harder. One can imagine life among their dangerous jungles, caves, and storms. But it did not stop their faithfulness to the Lord's command to spread the gospel to all people. These brave missionaries endured all the hardships for their love of God. If you were Saint Pedro Calungsod, would you go to a dangerous place like that? If yes, let us pray to God that when we are placed in that kind of mission, we would be obedient.
Do you want to know their mission experience? There's this man named Choco. Choco decided to make life difficult for Pedro and his friends. He was jealous of Pedro because the natives or the people in their mission place loved them so much.
Choco began spreading rumors that the natives could be poisoned by the holy water used for baptism. At that time, the baptized babies consequently died.
The people there got angry and wanted to kill Pedro and his friends. The worst of it occurred on April 2, 1672, when Pedro and the priest companion arrived at Guam that morning. Once they heard of a baby girl born, they offered a baptism for her, but matapang the girl's mother who had left the village. Meanwhile, Pedro and the priest, Father Diego Luis de San Vitores, gathered some of the remaining Christians in the local village and led them in songs and recitations of divine truths.
Matapang shouted out his disgust with Christian teaching and was resolved to the missionaries' guild. As Matapang went to the Andes, another man who was not Christian to be the murderer of the two missionaries, Pedro and Father Diego went into his hut and baptized his newborn daughter with the consent of his Christian wife.
Tapang learned this, and it made him angry towards Pedro and Padre Diego. He was so mad that he threw spears at Pedro, who can save himself, but didn't want to leave the old priest.
Many believe if Pedro only had a weapon, he could have defeated Matapang, but Padre Diego never allowed the missionaries to carry them.
Eventually, a spear pierced Pedro's chest, and he collapsed to the ground. For his death, Padre Diego provided him with absolution.
The bodies of the martyrs were dragged to the sea, and after stones were tied to their feet, were disposed of in the water. People recalled Pedro as a kind person, a devout catechist who is unafraid to share his faith even if it meant death.
Pope Benedict XVI canonized Saint Pedro Calungsod in 2012 alongside American saints Catherine Ticaquida and Marian Cope.
From his childhood, Pedro Calungsod declared himself unwaveringly for Christ and responded generously to his call. Young people today can draw encouragement and strength from the example of Pedro, whose love of Jesus inspires him to devote his teenage years to teaching the faith as a lay catechist.
Can we also be like Saint Pedro Calungsod? Of course, yes! He is young like us. He showed us that age and race will not hinder us from serving and loving God.
We invoke the intercession of Saint Pedro Calungsod, a 17-year-old native Filipino, to pray for, inspire, and lead young people
To our new understanding and love for God and His way. To a willingness to give witness to what the gospel teaches.
readiness by a young person to give his life for Christ and His church.
Saint Pedro Calungsod, student, catechist, young migrant, missionary, faithful friend, martyr, you inspire us by your fidelity in times of adversity, by your courage in teaching the faith in the midst of hostility, and by your love in shedding your blood for the sake of the gospel. Make our troubles your own, and intercede for us before the throne of mercy and grace, so that, as we experience the help of heaven, we may be encouraged to live and proclaim the gospel here on earth. Amen.